Hello, and welcome to 7.75, a 7-point Highlander thingamabob video series, I guess. Today, it's very exciting. We are playing Dimir Ninjas. I enjoy this deck a lot. I'm not convinced it's good. For some reason, it does seem to be better than it should be, though. As far as points go, we've got Mox Jet at 3, Mox Sapphire at 3, and then True Name Nemesis, bringing us up to 7. So the idea of this deck, we are looking to kind of like tempo aggro, I guess, our opponent. We've got a whole bunch of like 1 mana evasion things, so Fairy Seer, which is nuts. Scrying 2 when it enters the battlefield, 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. Good Dual Lurker, 1 mana, 1/1 unblockable. Hypnotic Siren, 1 mana, 1/1 flyer. With Bestow, you can control enchanted creature. Mausoleum Wanderer. Mistcloaked Herald, unblockable. Siren Storm Tamer, flies. Judge's Familiar, flies. Chains of the Outcast, unblockable. So we're looking to cast these turn 1. And then turn 2, the plan is ninjutsu. So I've organized the deck not by converted mana cost, but by practical cost. So more than likely what we're looking to cast them for. So Ninja of the Deep Hours, well, it's a 4 mana thing, it's 2. Ninjutsu, when it deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Sakashima, again, 4 mana, it's actually 2 with ninjutsu. Ingenious Infiltrator, same thing. Yuriko, same thing. So we're looking to get in with one of our evasive threats, return it to our hand, and switch it with a ninja. So the ninjas do a whole host of different things. There's stuff like Yuriko, which basically you reveal the top card of your library whenever a ninja deals combat damage to a player, put it in your hand, and your opponents lose life equal to its CMC. It can kill an opponent real quick if you have a couple of ninjas out. There's Infiltrator. All your ninjas, whenever they deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card. As for Smoke Shaper, gives another creature indestructible when it enters, actually. So this thing, honestly, it's one of the weaker ones, but it makes blocking kind of a nuisance for your opponent. If they block a thing you don't want them to, you bring this in, give it indestructible, kill that creature, and yeah. Sakashima Student can copy stuff, except it's also a ninja, which is surprisingly relevant. I feel like an idiot. Being a ninja is surprisingly relevant in the ninja deck. Who would have guessed? We've got a couple of other evasive 2-drops. We've got Invisible Stalker, the good old your opponent just doesn't interact with this thing card, and Spell Stutter Sprite, which, gonna be honest, last time I played this deck, it was the first time I'd played with Spell Stutter Sprite. Oh. And I misplayed kind of horribly. I thought it was like a Force Spike, it's not. We've got Baleful Strix, draws us a card, it's evasive. Pretty much what the deck's trying to do. The 3-drop ninjas, honestly, this is kind of where some of the weakness of the limited number of ninjas comes in. So there's Mist Syndicate Naga and Moonblade Shinobi. They're probably the worst 2 in the deck. But we also have like Thief of Sanity and Night Veil Spectre. So the benefit of these is they're evasive. They're fairly... like, they've got a really good ability. And because of that, we have... Whoa, wrong window. Like, we have the ability to cast our opponent's cards. We have a single mana confluence in the sideboard to try and help with the Night Veil Spectre abilities as opposed to Thief of Sanities. And then in very, 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 very top end of the deck, Fallen Shinobi, Okiba Gang Shinobi, and Higure. These 3 can basically all close away a game. If you hit your opponent and cast 2 of their spells for free from the top of their library, that's insane. If you hit your opponent and just like Mind Rot them, and then Mind Rot them next turn, there's not a whole lot they can really do to stop that once it starts going. And Higure is the interesting ability, when he deals combat damage to a player, search your library for a ninja. So you can just like toolbox any of the ones you need. Also can make your ninjas unblockable. As far as other spells, I forgot Mistblade Shinobi. It's the only ninjutsu 1 creature in the deck. It can bounce the thing. It's sort of the tempo-y one. Other spells, we've got Card Selection and Brainstorm Opt Preordain and Ponder. We've got Anticipate, Impulse, Mana Leak to sort of slow our opponent down if they're doing something we don't like. Smoke Shroud, really good, gives our ninjas evasion. It's kind of like Ninja Rancor in that it just keeps coming back from the graveyard. We've got Discovery and Dimir Charm, both again, sort of just to find cards. Sideboards, a little bit control-y, but not super. We have stuff like Daze, Negate, Hydroblast, and Blue Elemental Blast. We've got Duress, Inquisition, Thoughtseize, Collective Brutality. Now, the only reason they really come in is against, like, super hard control or against super aggressive combo decks. The reason being, while they're normally like, oh, yeah, main deck, this card is nuts, they're just... Any game where you go turn one, not an evasive one-drop, you're doing your deck a disservice. You're actually weakening your deck's game plan, and that kind of sucks. So, while, yes, we have access to them, they are really only if necessary. Apart from that, we've got Gifted Aetherborn against aggressive decks. Kills creatures. It's a hell of a blocker. It's a 2/3 with Death Touch and Lifelink. It's great. We've got Throat Seeker. This weird little unblocked attacking ninjas you control have lifelink has actually saved me more than once. It is an odd one. It doesn't have ninjutsu itself, which sucks, but just being able to like swing in with a evasive thing with this on the battlefield and then ninjutsu in like a 5/4 is a hell of a swing. Throat Slitter acts as ninjutsu removal. We've got some Graveyard Hate, Nihil Spellbomb, Grafdigger's Cage, because you have to, also Sentinel Totem. And then we've got Sorcerer's Spyglass to deal with stuff like Liliana, which kind of just murders me. Alright, that's the deck. Let us... wrong window again. Let us try some games and see how it goes. Okay. So once again, today Yazo is being our willing fight partner. It's very kind of them, really. I'd be kind of stuffed otherwise, because no one else will play with me. But yeah, alright, won the die roll. Sweet, everything is perfect. Now let's get a good hand. 2 lands, Dimir Charm, Genius Infiltrator, Hagare. This hand's great, apart from one simple fact. I don't have an evasive 1-drop. I'm not keeping this. Like, I don't think I can state how important... Oh, I apparently hit keep because I'm a genius. Good start. It's alright, we'll just pretend that never happened and there's no video evidence of it. Note to self. Record new video, don't upload to YouTube. Oh, we're gonna crack this now. Probably just get... That was not... Look, keep stuffing up. That's not what I was after. Oh well. And we're gonna do this now. Probably just get a... Oh, I'm so bad at this game apparently tonight. Okay. So let's see what our opponent's doing and if we need to Mana Leak it. You're definitely Mana Leaking that. I mean, okay, so Counterbalance, not necessarily as good against this deck as it might be against others, purely because ninjutsu. However, we're in a really awkward spot because I'm a dumbass. Not to sugarcoat it too much. And I keep getting laughed at by my partner, because while they can't see what I'm doing, they can hear me making really, really terrible choices in the game. And then mocking myself for it. Alright. So our opponent's going to be really confused. We just hardcast 3-drop Ninja as our first creature. Alright. I'm going to guess our opponent's on blue-white control. Just because they are playing blue and they are playing white and they have counterbalance. And from our amazing play of ninjas, they guessed that we're on a ninjas deck. No, swords? What a jerk. Okay. Alright. New plan. New plan. Draw a land, cast Ingenious Infiltrator. Oh. Oh. Or if we don't draw a land, we just kill Jace. We're just going to do this now. Sucks that we're tapping out of our only black, so we can't follow up with Dimir Charm, but what's our opponent going to do? It's not like they're going to Thought Seize us. They are at full mana, though, and that's mildly dangerous. Alright, so Hypnotic Siren. This is the sort of thing we were hoping to do on turn 1. This is a little bit of really cute, like, secret tech. It's an evasive 1/1 that if the game does go long, I can ninjutsu it back to my hand and nick one of their creatures. No. I think I am going to Dimir Charm this. Because being able to get in with Ingenious Infiltrator is very important. I need to start drawing cards. Declare attackers. Like blue. Return this to my hand. Come on, get a land. If we get a land, we can hold up. Nah, not a land. Alright, guess we're just playing Hypnotic Siren. Our opponent just made the very, very big claim that ninjas is not fair magic. And then they cast Recall. I think maybe our opponent's just a bit grumpy because ninjas is the best deck ever. Ah, Jack. Oh well, at least we get a 4th land. That's kind of big for us. Alright. So the current plan is get in with Hogure. If we can, this is going to be amazing for us. We can find Yuriko. We could find Changeling Outcast. So our opponent's already used Swords, Path, and Wrath. Like, I'm feeling pretty good about where we are for their removal situation. Like, probably Supreme Verdict, Jace to bounce something, Teferi to tuck something. I don't think there'd be much else apart from that. Okay. Get in for 3. I feel like if they had a stifle effect, they would have stifled the ninjutsu. So maybe they're just... Oh. Okay. Our opponent has probably just had to go get their food out of the oven. So I will fill time. By which I mean I will win. Maybe they didn't have to get food out of the oven. I'm assuming their hand was trash even after they recalled and brainstormed. Alright. So we're going to bring in Negate. We're going to bring in Daze. I don't think we really want anything else. We're probably just going to go down Opt and... Honestly, Anticipate, I think. Yeah, so our opponent figured out that they couldn't actually deal with what was about to start happening with Higure. Because me tutoring up ninjas every turn, giving my ninjas unblockable, I'm guessing there was very little removal left in their deck. So now they've gone to get food, so now I have to awkwardly fill time. I've been tinkering with this list actually since I got into playing 7-Point Highlander on Magic Online, so that only started about 3 weeks ago-ish, 2 weeks ago. I've been playing 7-Point Highlander for a few years now, in paper, but I've pretty much been, like, limited to things I could reasonably afford. So stuff like Abzan midrange or Jund lands. And Jeskai control / tempo thing. They're decks I enjoy a lot. They're a lot of fun to play. They're interactive. There's a lot of really interesting choices you have to make along the way. Just some of the lines that you can do is insane. But there's always stuff like, Time Vault or Time Walk decks that I've wanted to play, but I just haven't been able to get into. Purely because some cards are stupidly expensive. And then some cards are insanely expensive. So I decided, get into Mitgo, I can probably get them on there. Currently I use rental service, but this is one of the first decks I built. I kind of thought it would just be a joke, and then it kind of just started to not lose. Granted, we have pretty much just versed the one opponent every single time. However, they are playing some real decks. Like, I think the first matchup was a silly Scapeshift one, and they absolutely crushed it. But since then, like, there's been blue-white control, there's been, like, Grixis midrange featuring Time Walk, there's been a whole bunch of stuff, and this deck consistently does better than I feel like it really should. Okay. So we really want to draw a second land, however, this is a pretty good opener. We've got Judge's Familiar, the 4 Spike Bird. We've got Changeling Outcast, it's a ninja. Alright, let's see what our opponent does. Seriously? Fine. We'll daze the days. What a jack. Okay. Good old no lands in play, 1/1 unblockable. We still didn't draw a land, but that's not quite so relevant because we're still going off the 1. So we get in for 1. If our opponent has a removal spell, we can force spike it if we want. We probably will. Purely because the fact that this is ninja because of its changeling ability is really relevant. It means it triggers off stuff like an Ingenious Infiltrator or Eureka. Or I should say they trigger off it, which a lot of the other 1-drops don't cause that to happen. Come on, you're not allowed. Okay, you on the bottom, because I want to make sure I get to you. No. Leyland. And I think we are just going to run out the Mistcloaked Herald here. Like, if our opponent somehow goes like land other mana Wrath, we're probably fine with that. The Invisible Stalker backup is pretty good. Ooh, timely. Oh no. But it's not like they can block our stuff, so Alright, so we're getting in with all three. We're probably going to ninjutsu the Mistcloaked Herald. We'll be drawing 2 cards here. Okay. Returning Mistcloaked Herald. Get in for 4. Draw 2 cards. Seems pretty good. We know we've got a fetch land. We're going to be drawing that now. We don't know what the other card is, but it's great because it means we've hit our land drops. Next turn, we're probably going to play... Oh. Sorry. We're probably going to play our Mistcloaked Herald again this turn. Perfect. Because next turn we can fall on Shinobi. And we've still got the Force Spike, so if they have the Wrath of God, we can just cash in Judge's Familiar to knock it out of the air. Never underestimate the power of a Force Spike bird. Ooh, wow, no land. Okay, everything is looking amazing for us then. Get an island. And our opponent's probably going to scoop the moment this comes down. Okay. They can't block anything. Oh, they can block this. Now, see, this is an instance in which Azure Smoke Shaper would be good. That's fine. It sucks that we don't get to draw all the cards, but who needs to draw cards when you can just cast your opponents for free? And we're going to hit them for 7. We're going to draw 2 cards. Like, this seems kind of crippling against the control deck. Neat. We get to cast a top for free. We pass turn. So we're going to Smoke Shroud this thing next turn. Get in for 8. And get 2 more cards. Ooh, how are you? I'm assuming our opponent probably just scoops at this point. Yeah. That's the power of ninjas. Ninjas is great. If you enjoyed the video, give the channel a subscribe. Hit that like button down below, presumably. Any feedback? Please leave comments. I like comments. Comments are great. They tell me stuff. Change of plans. One more game. Haha, I was in the middle of my spiel. You can't trust ninjas. They just ninjutsu in when you don't expect it. Yes, that was a terrible joke. Okay. Alright, sweet. We've got 1-drop, unblockable, 2-drop ninja. It's not the best of the 2-drop ninjas, but we get to hit for 3 that they can't counter unless they run stifles. That seems pretty good. The other option is we just anticipate and keep cracking in with our ones. I think that's actually a pretty good plan too. So I think this kind of highlights what I was saying about how games where you're not casting a 1-drop are just all around worse for you. The fact that we did just like breeze through control in the last match. This will be more of the same matchup. Our opponent hasn't had time to switch decks between, but like, why do you need to Inquisition a deck like this when you could just ninjutsu stuff? Like, we get so much value off our ninjas, and they just compound. Like, because we bounce the 1-drop back to our hand, play the 1-drop. Next turn, ninjutsu that 1-drop again, then play the 1-drop. And we just keep doing that. We draw cards, we cast more things. And who really wants to counter a 1-drop? Because at the end of the day, that's about all they can do. Alright, Flooded Strand. Get in for 1. I really wish we had one of the ninjas that draws cards here, but meh, beggars can't be choosers. Like I said, we've got this thing. We are, however, just going to anticipate here. The roughest thing I've come across for this deck is Toxic Deluge for 1 kills far too many of our creatures, and Liliana the Last Hope is kind of a nightmare for us. Just because we have so many X1s, and just she chews through them. It's kind of gross, actually. But apart from that, ugh. Ew. We'll take the island. Any order. I was really hoping for another ninja there. It's just Milia. Storm Tamer. Our opponent's got to be pretty happy that we're not dropping ninjas here. Yeah, I like this deck. As I mentioned a couple times now, it seems to do better than it should. I don't really understand it. Like, yes, high synergy decks can do well, but looking at this deck and playing this deck feels slightly awkward, and yet it still seems to go okay. So I actually think it might be a reasonable deck. Like, part of me, apart from the Moxes, part of me is tempted to build this in paper. Maybe like playtest card the Moxes or something. So I think we need to expand our clock. So we are just going to put the Smoke Shaper into play here. Because hitting for 5 a turn is much better than hitting for 3. Ooh. Okay. Looks like we're only getting in for 4. Cast the good old Lurker again. Our opponent said they thought Siren Storm Tamer was a 4 spike like Judge's Familiar or Maelstrom Wanderer. So that explains why they did that. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty good about where we are. It looks like our opponent's kind of just digging hard for answers. I'm guessing they have an opt here as well? Oh no. Dark Card just gone. Ah. Well, at least we can kill Jace. Oh, maybe. No, we can't kill Jace. Okay, that sucks. I just remembered what the abilities do. We can hit Jace down to 3 if we can find another ninja, though we can probably deal with him. I'd prefer our opponent not to recast Swords to Plowshares. Bots. Okay. So I stuffed that up. I sixed through when I could have just, like, Judge's Familiar that settled the wreckage to stop it. So that feels kind of rough. Now we have no action. I stuffed up. Okay. So now we're kind of screwed. Pretty much if our opponent can resolve another Planeswalker, I think we're just going to scoop here. We have so many lands. Counterbalance, I don't think I care too much about. Alright. Come on, Scary Ninja. You're not a Scary Ninja. Okay. So at this point, we're basically just trying to desperately get as many lands out of our deck as we can, because we really need to draw action. Take a swamp. I'm totally fine with that. So because I'm a silly head, we went from a good position to a bad position. Alright, what do we got? Put Moonblade Shinobi back on top, I think. Okay. Let's cast Moonblade Shinobi. What do they reveal? I don't think there's too many 4s. Son of a... Okay. Oof. Oof, 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 oof. Okay. Ugh. How are we going? I'm actually surprised how even we are on time. We're just gonna 6 through this. This time it's safe to, because I'm not gonna stuff up my Force Spike ability. Mausoleum Wanderer. Sure, you're a threat. Alright, what do they reveal? Mystic Gate. Sweet. Of course, they can fog this forever with Jace. They could just Cryptic it. How many 5 cards in hand? Oh. Like, okay, so our absolute best draw here is nothing, because nothing has haste. We know Wrath of Gods. Alright. We're just gonna go to game 3. I'm still pretty happy with the sideboarding. I don't think I need to bring in Sorcerer Spyglass. Like, yeah. Honestly, the only Planeswalker that I see that is like Sorcerer Spyglass straight in is Liliana, the Lost Hope. Alright, let's see if we can play this game without horribly stuffing ourselves. No. I'm gonna mulligan this. Change the now cost turn 1. We can Smoke Shroud at turn 2, and then Shinobi turn 3? Sure. It seems good. That was the wrong card. Alright. Night Veil Spectre. Oof. Okay. See what our opponent does. Alright, so Bloodstained Mire, gonna crack it, get Underground Sea. Change the now cost. So I will say, I think last game probably would have gone very differently if I hadn't have screwed it up. I suspect I would have actually, killed the Jace, gotten in control, taken out our opponent. But, Smoke Shroud. Get in for 2 with our flying unblockable. Ninja Goat. Or Ninja Turtle, if you prefer. I understand most people prefer Ninja Turtles. Next time, we get to Moonblade Shinobi. We get to equip the Smoke Shard to the Moonblade Shinobi, hit our opponent for 4, and make a 1/1. So that seems pretty good. I think we're going to just untap this. Our opponent's not really playing a deck that's going to pressure our life total. So I have no problem paying for Watergrave. Black. Blue. Ninjutsu U. Smoke Shroud goes to the graveyard. This thing comes in. Smoke Shroud triggers. Yes, I would like to attach it to Moonblade Shinobi. Get in for 4, make a 1/1. So I'm feeling pretty good about this game. Yeah, our opponent just looks to be doing setup stuff. And that's pretty good for us. We can play the Changeling Outcast here, which, if it resolves, Spell Starter Sprite can counter anything with 2 or less. Okay, so we're going to attack our opponent for 5. And we're holding up this Spell Starter. Yeah, no, I think I'll keep it up for now. I'm gonna start by brainstorming. That and that back. Cryptic. Okay. In that case, I think we're just gonna play Baleful Strix here. Yeah, and the good old lurker. I probably should have done it the other way around. If I was thinking, I would have made it so we draw the land so we could play that, but meh, whatever. Who needs to think when you're playing a deck this powerful? Clearly not me, because I'm winning even though I shouldn't be. But don't worry about it. Alright. So they don't have Wrath of God. Or they had to dig for another white source. Hopefully they just don't have Wrath of God. Sweet. No Wrath of God incoming. Five, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't we just have lethal here? They're gonna terminus. That sucks. Well. Or Devastation Tide. Okay, so we're gonna go to our second main phase, replay the Changeling Outcast, and then good old Lurker. And basically any sort of card selection spell our opponent casts, we're just gonna... I mean, apart from Search. Search is fine. But we're just gonna spell start a Sprite. Interesting. Is okay, so get in for ninjutsu. Okay, get our opponent down to 5. Have 5 power on board. We're probably just going to replay this Gadol Lurker again and hold up Spell Starter Sprite. Oh, what? Confluence. I don't think this is going to work quite as well as our opponent thinks it will. Because we can still ninjutsu. I'm expecting some comments from our opponent in the chat. Alright, so it sucks that we're shields down, but at the same time, we have a handful of actions, so even if they deal with our board, I'm not too worried. Yes, we'll get a basic. Of course, by action, I mean mostly 1/1s, but don't worry about it. So, we could hit our opponent down to 2 here if we wanted. I'm not sure. Is that worth it? That's probably worth it. Okay, that's fine. They can counter that. I don't actually care. I was just looking to get it in the graveyard so I could reattach to Smoke Shaper. Because I'm completely fine trading this for 3 damage. Well, 4 damage here. Yes, I would like to put it on the Smoke Shaper. And second main, we're going to cast the Gadol Lurker. And again, leave up Spellstutter Sprite. So our opponent needs a board wipe here. Even if they get a board wipe, I don't think they're in great position. Because we've still got Strix to redraw a card, we've got Spellstutter Sprite. They still have... oh, like 7 fetches in their deck? Yeah, we're gonna try and Spellstutter Sprite this. Yay! Please negate. Miss Syndicate and probably Miss Blade. I kind of thought that was like game 3. That might have been game 1. I don't really know. Did I? No, that was game 2 because I lost the first game. Sweet. I'm paying attention. Alright. 1 drop, 2 drop, 4 drop. Everything is perfect. I suddenly got worried. I'm like, oh no, we don't have a blue source turn 1. And then I noticed the watery grave. Ah, yes. Playing badly and still not punished. Again, this deck is just so strong you can do that and still win. Like, how does your opponent beat a deck where you can just misplay horrendously and still win? Ninjas. Ninjas, man, I'm telling you. Tier 0. Yes, I would like to pay 2 life. Oof. Okay, Mistcloaked Herald. Go, opponent. Can you beat the 1/1 unblockable Merfolk Warrior for 1? No! They have the days! Do we pretend we have the counter days? No, it doesn't achieve anything. Alright. That sucks. That actually really sucks for us. So our opponent apparently has Force of Negation. Oh no, they're saying I have. Ah. They fell for our sweet bluff. Alright. So we're looking to anticipate in our opponent's end step. Purely because if they really want to counter that and tap themselves down, I'm fine with that. Sure. Oh, I should... No, Moonblade Shinobi. We're going to find a land of the Discovery. Okay. Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes, please. Don't think it matters in what order we draw these. Alright, let's see if they have the 2-drop on top. I'm assuming they have to counter this somehow, because they can't really deal with it once it resolves. Ooh, yeah, Hulk, that's a bit scary. Okay, neat. So next turn, I think we're looking to get in with Higure first. Oh, actually, there's a question. Do we get in with Ingenious Infiltrator and be able to recast the Stalker? Well, that solves that. We're getting in with Higure next turn. Yeah. Actually, I think we're better to get in with Moonblade Shinobi here. Because that gives us an extra thing we can Higure next turn. Ugh, now they got a recall in hand? Yeah. My kingdom for the other mana for spell starter sprite. Okay, so we're gonna potentially be hitting our opponent for 6 here. Make a ninja, find a ninja. We're gonna get Yuriko, because Yuriko can draw us cards without drawing cards. Because it's reveal and then put them to your hand. So Nasa doesn't interact with Yuriko at all. So that's pretty good. Yes, I would like to use Higurae. That still wins ability. The other option is... Nah, Yuriko just kills our opponent. Why get cute when we could just try to kill our opponent? Plus, even if they Wrath, I still have a lot of stuff here. Honestly, the worst thing would be if during combat on their turn, they, like, flipped a miracle removal or, like, settle the wreckage or something like that on us. Oh. Mystic. No. Oh, Hardcast Devastation Tide. That's interesting. Okay. So I'm going to discard Thief of Sanity and Smoke Shroud here. The reason I'm going to discard, even though I could just cast another spell now, is having Smoke Shroud in the graveyard makes it free, and having Spell Starter Sprite up to counter something is probably going to be useful. Like, I'd rather have Spell Starter out than cast True Name Nemesis, even if our opponent can't really interact with True Name Nemesis. Like, any interaction that deals with Invisible Stalker would deal with this anyway, so, eh. Alright, what do you got, opponent? Oh, something big and scary. Oh, a Jace. What are you doing? Brainstorming, presumably. Okay. Hmm. Okay, so next time we can ninjutsu in both the Infiltrator and Eureka. I hit our opponent for 3, and then if we're lucky, we get like 2-3 drops off the top. Either way, we're going to be drawing a hell of a lot of cards. Alright, so Eureka, blue, black. Return the Spell Starter Sprite. Blue, black. Okay. So hit for 4. We don't need a lot to kill our opponent here. What do we got? Sakashima Student. And Dimir. Hooray! Okay. So actually, properly this time, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed it. There will be a link to the deck down below in the description. There will be a link to the rules of 7-Point Highlander if you're unfamiliar, down in the description. If you liked the video, like, share, and subscribe. I haven't been saying share, so I gotta add that on. I know how to YouTubes. If you have any feedback, positive, negative, constructive, just needlessly critical, it is YouTube after all, leave a comment. I will read them all. It'll be very exciting. Senpai will notice you. Apart from that, I stream over at twitch.tv/Karshtakavaar, Karshtakavaar, because someone had what I normally use on the internet, so I had to put an extra A in it. The jerks. But yeah. And just because it's ninjas, and this is obviously how I was going to end this, smoke bomb!